Hey guys, Tomahawk Warrior here, bringing you another deck profile and battle reports. Now, I'd like to say, if you guys haven't seen my Raidraptor deck profile and duels, please pause this video, go watch that video, because this deck is a bit of a play on that deck, and I feel like you'll understand how the deck works with after viewing that video. If you have seen that video, thank you guys so much for watching it, and I hope you enjoy this. This is my Raidraptor train deck. It is just slightly more competitive than my other Raidraptor deck, and it's just a lot more fun too because, just like there ain't no brakes on the rape train, there ain't no brakes on the Raidraptor train deck. Without further ado, let's get into the deck. So, I'm not going to go into as much detail with the Raidraptor cards as I did in my other video because if you watch that video, you know what to do. So, like I said before, last Strix, because you can't leave home without it. This card is the heart and soul of the deck. Next, I have my level 4 Raidraptor cards. I have my Stinging Lantis, Avenging Vulture, Vanishing Lantis, and Fuzzy. Like I said in my other video, they're rank 4 cards that I use to go into Utopia, or I use with Cattle Call to summon Ultimate Falcon, Satellite Falcon to go into Ultimate Falcon or Seven Sins. Now I have the new additions to the deck. I use 3 copies of Knight Express Knight to go into my other 2 train cards that are in this deck. I used to have Knight Express Knight and Heavy Freight Train. However, I found that Heavy Freight Train was just a dead draw if I didn't have Knight Express Knight in my deck, or sorry, in the deck, in my hand. So I ended up getting rid of Heavy Express Train, but you guys feel free to include that as well as this card in your deck. But I think Metal Reflex Slime easily replaced Heavy Freight Train, and with Heavy Freight Train, I felt that the deck kind of clogged a bit. So this is the final result of all of that experience with the deck. Next, I have my my rank up magic. I have my 3 Skip Force and my 1 Astral Force. Like I said in my last video, you need these cards to play the deck to get out my fully powered Ultimate Falcon, or to use with Utopia to get Hope Dragon. I still run that in this deck because this deck is all about getting out those level 10/12 boss monsters and either being immune to my card effects or hitting you for double damage with a rail cannon. Next, I have my 3 Cattle Call, like I said in the last video. As long as I have 1 Raidraptor card on the field in conjunction with Cattle Call, I can get out um, Ultimate Falcon to then go into Seven Sins, or if I have a rank up magic card in my hand, I can get out my powered Ultimate Falcon. Like I said in the last video, there's nothing bad about this card. It's fantastic. I love it. No complaints. Next, the obvious 2 Twin Twisters to banish my opponent's back row. Like I said in my other video, play this card, ditch Fuzzy to get a Fuzzy, so I don't lose anything for banishing 2 cards, not banishing, but destroying 2 cards on my opponent's field. Next, I have 2 Allure of Darkness because all of my Raidraptor cards are dark. However, my Knight Express Knight is in Earth, so um, just be careful when you do use this card that you don't forget that and think, oh, I have a card in my hand that just happens to be Knight Express Knight. I don't have to worry, and then not draw a Raidraptor and be like, oh, I just lost my Knight Express Knight. Don't make that mistake. I've done it. It sucks. Next, I have my Raidraptor Call to add a Raidraptor monster that's on the field to special summon another Raidraptor card of the exact same. So that's 2 Fuzzies, 2 Avenging Vultures, 2 Strix, what have you. This card is great to get the deck going really quick and go for that early OTK if you have 2 rank up magics in your hand, or if you want to summon Seven Sins twice. That's another great way to go. Next, the 1 Raidraptor Nest. If I have 2 Raidraptor cards, I use this card to search out Strix. A good card to have, but I don't feel like I need to have that many searching cards in the deck, so I only run the 1. Next, I have my 1 Instant Fusion to special summon Norden to bring back a rank 4 Raidraptor card so that I can go into Utopia or Cowboy for game. Great card to have, and Norden's never an unwelcome card in a rank 4 spam deck. Next, the 1 Regeki for all the board clear. The 1 Upstart Goblin, because if it's turn 1 and I have the ability to go into Ultimate Falcon, I am essentially giving my opponent 1,000, and he's then losing 1,000 at the end for me to draw one card. So there's no downside to that. Next, Solemn Warning and Solemn Strike for all the negate effect. Uh, you need those. You need these two cards in your deck. If you're not playing them, I don't know what you're doing. Next, the one Vanity's Emptiness. This card wins you decks by itself. You have Hope Dragon, Seven Sins, or Ultimate Falcon. You slap this card down unless your opponent draws an MST or Twin Twisters or Solemn Warning. Yeah, Solemn Warning. Then you are golden for game. Couldn't say anything bad about this card. This card has won me so many duels, and I think you'll see that in the upcoming battle reports. Next, I have my compulsory evacuation device just to get rid of, alternative dragon or just a card I just don't want to deal with. I play this, or if it's a Zodiac deck, play this to force them to discard their one material so that I can then kill it with Ultimate Falcon. Next, the card that replaced slash was already in the deck in the first revision of this deck, but this card has replaced Heavy Freight Train as another rank 10 card. Metal Reflect Slime. I set this on my turn. If my opponent hits me with Regeki and gets rid of my board, and then goes to swing for a lot of damage, summon this card. Unless they're at 3k or higher, they're not getting over this. And then in my following turn, I can normal summon Phantom Express Knight and go into Dora or Rail Cannon. This card is great for train decks. It's great for this deck. It works so well with Net Express Knight because if you just have Heavy Freight Train, this card does nothing for you, and I find it just better to have Night Express Knight and Metal Reflect Slime in the deck. So those are the only two cards that I use to go into my trains, and I'll explain the reason in a second. So for the extra deck, the one Hope Dragon to go over Utopia with. I have my two Seven Sins cards to use with Cattle Call in the event I get out a Raidraptor and I wasn't able to either use, activate, or I didn't have a rank up magic card, so then I can go into this 4,000 point beat stick. The three Raidraptor Ultimate Falcons because Ultimate Falcon is the best card in the deck. He is your biggest boss monster, and being immune to card effects means he's just about unkillable once you get him out. If you get him out and you get out vanities, pretty much it is GG for your opponent. Next, the three Satellite Falcons to so that I can use Cattle Call or Last Strix. Either one, get rid of a Raidraptor card, summon this, and then use rank up magic to go over into Ultimate Falcon so he doesn't suffer Cattle Call's negate effect. Next, the one Utopia to go into Hope Dragon. One Cowboy because I refuse to lose a duel because I didn't have Cowboy in my deck. Next, I have the two train cards. I have my Rail Cannon and my Dora. Normally, I will go into Rail Cannon because if I have Ultimate Falcon and Rail Cannon, if somehow they were able to not allow me to attack and they don't summon any monsters in two full game length turns, so my main phase 1, his main phase 1, and then my main phase 2, I will have hit them for 6,000 points of damage without attacking. If I am able to attack and activate Ultimate Falcon twice, I will have hit them for just about 7,000, depending on 8,000 points of damage. So it's ridiculous. I attack Ultimate Falcon, attack with Rail Cannon, discard one material, and boom, I've just done 8,500 points of damage, and that's game. Next, I play the one door because sometimes I know that my opponent has something like a bottomless trap hole, or will just have the ability to instantly bounce Rail Cannon back to my hand, so I'll summon Dora, detach a material to make himself invulnerable. Or if I've already got a Rail Cannon out and I can summon Dora, I'll summon Dora. And if I need to protect my Rail Cannon, I'll just activate the defense on him and I'll let this card die because I'd rather just hit my opponent for the guaranteed, fairly guaranteed 4,000 points of damage as well as his 3,000 attack, which is nothing to be shy or stingy about. So these two cards work great in conjunction with Ultimate Falcon or my Seven Sins and Hope Dragon. Hope Dragon, Seven Sins, Ultimate Falcon, Dora, and Rail Cannon are the cards that will win you games, and they do it very, very quick. This is a very OTK build, and it's kind of trolly when uh, you use things like Rail Cannon and your opponent's like, oh, so I just lost because I lost 2,000 points of damage, or 4,000 over the course of 2 game turns. And then finally, I have the one Norden. Like I said, I use him to special summon a Raidraptor from my graveyard, go into Utopia, use rank up magic to go into Hope Dragon to get out my 4,000 point beat stick. And that concludes my Raidraptor train deck. Like I said, it's just a slight variation from my other Raidraptor deck, but I like the ability to summon Cannon and Dora. If I had to remove a card, I'd probably get rid of one of my uh, 7 Sins to add another Dora or possibly another Rail Cannon. But I do like having 2 7 Sins, and I found that if I have one and my opponent was able to get rid of it or negate the summon, then I want the ability to go into it again rather than just have the one card in my deck. So anywho guys, I hope you liked the deck. I hope you enjoy the battle reports that will surely follow this in a few seconds. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Tell me if you guys like this deck, if you use this deck, or if you think there's something I could improve on. I'm always open to hear your guys' suggestions. I hope you enjoy the video guys, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.